Hello and welcome to all you Aries people. Hello and welcome with me Veerle for these horoscopes of February 2013 for Aries. What is going on? Well, there's a lot going on because there's a stallion, a whole stellium in Pisces in your 12th house. What is that all about? Well, let's start with Neptune, explaining a little bit. Because Neptune is a very slow planet, and when a slow planet is in a certain house, it's very much on the background. For you, it's in your 12th house of Pisces. So this planet operates on the background. But whenever a faster personal planet transits that Neptune in an aspect, it highlights it again. And it's certainly highlighted for every sign now because there are 4 planets passing that Neptune. So it surely is highlighted. The Sun is passing across Neptune. Venus is, Mercury is, and Mars is. So they're all going to bump into Neptune at first because Neptune is around 2 degrees, 3 degrees of Pisces. Now, what does it all mean? That for everyone, they will feel the Neptune energy. And what is Neptune energy? And then I'm going into what it is for that, is particularly for you, for the 12th house. Now, Neptune energy is all about the divine, and it's all about the ideal in life, and all about the possibility to connect with higher self, or with God, or with universe, whatever you want to believe in, but to connect with something that is broader than yourself, without doing any negative thing on your identity. So you are an element of the whole. That is the experience of Neptune. It's also a planet of unconditional love, a planet of compassion and all these good stuff. Now, there is also possibility every planet has its dark side, also Neptune, but I'm not going to focus too long on the dark side because there is another configuration going on with your ruler Mars that's really putting everything on planet Earth, because what I talked about is all very much, it's very broad, but it's also important to stay here on planet Earth, and your ruler is really in a position that is very down to earth. So that's very positive. Now the negative side of Neptune, especially in that 12th house, is about confusion. Confusion, deception, probably not deceived by others, but your own worst enemy. And having Neptune in the 12th house actually is not a bad position. Neptune in the 12th house is about tapping into those good things that I just talked about, because the 12th house is the house of Pisces, and and Neptune has also affinity with it, and so it shows that you will have a more trust in life and trust that there is something bigger going on. Now, for an Aries, or for most Aries people, they would say, hey, I have my ego and I have my identity and I want to do what I want to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't like the fact that Mars is absolutely nowadays, or a lot of people are saying that we all have to do things for the collective and so on. Yes, but there is still your own core, and that's very important to remember. And you will feel that especially because your ruler Mars is also in that 12th house. So that is seen in books as not a very simple position, but it's an enormous opportunity to encounter your blind spots. And we all have them. Blind spots, these are the characteristics that we have that we don't see ourselves, sadly enough, but other people see them very, very quickly and very easily. So with all that focus on the 12th house, you will, after this month, know yourself way better. Maybe you're saying, yes, but I'm 77 and I think I know myself. Well, even then, you are going to go up a level and understand yourself even better. That is what the 12th house is all about. It's letting go of things that are no longer, old patterns that are no longer suiting you, and to get more to the core. And it's very much a house of letting go of things. And Mars being there doesn't want to let go, especially not of his ego. So it's a bit of it's a mystique house, and Aries is very straightforward. So it depends on what other planets you have in your chart. If you're very Aries-like, so very straightforward, very, come on, do this and that, then you may feel the month of February a bit, I feel a bit lost. But all of that is needed to have bigger insights afterwards. So it sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? At first, there's a bit of confusion going around what you're heading at, what you want to, do you want to go to the left, do you want to go to the right? In Aries, a person really doesn't like it, but it's for you to make the good choice. So, and next month, you will rise up a level. So it's a good time for you now, and especially those Aries people who like action. Mostly they do, but now February is the month that is a good time, if you can, to rest, to contemplate, to meditate, to reload your batteries, just to go off or to make a little trip and to just be silent. And that is a good thing especially if you have that full house in your 12th house. So that could really help you to find directions to go on in the next upcoming months. Because also Mercury goes retrograde in that 12th house on the 19th. So at the 19th of the month, we have not the 19th, the 24th, sorry. Around the 24th of the month, Mercury goes retrograde in that 12th house. So it surely is going to be a bit confusive in your mind. But again, meditating and, go with the flow a little bit, and not wanting things so much is the solution during these couple of weeks. And during the time of Mercury retrograde, it's the perfect time to think about your blind spots and to really examine them and to try to understand them and to try to see why you are not seeing it and why you are hiding it, and try to face it. And that will be good, because at the same time, so that was the 19th of February, Saturn is going retrograde in your 8th house, and that 8th house is again a water house. So many water houses are activated for you now this month. And, it's fire and water. You are a fire sign. And in all these water houses, it's very interesting though. It's very interesting because the rewards are going to be high for you after this month. And Saturn in the 8th house is Saturn is going retrograde, so you're going to rethink also about your fears that you're having. So fears could be anything, but the fears that you're having, there's a good chance to master them, especially the first 2 weeks of the month, and after that you're going to reflect again. So maybe you're going to make a huge process, whatever it is that you fear. It's mostly what we have problems with. It's going to come to the surface, and the first 2 weeks of the month there is possibility to master them. Why? Because the Saturn is working very beautifully with that Mars in your 12th house. It's in a trine, and it's also sextiling Pluto in your 10th house, the house of work. So maybe it has to do with work, that you are going to accomplish something that you've been working on for quite some while, for quite a time. And so it's like 3 steps forwards and then a little step backwards again, as from the 19th when Saturn goes retrograde in that 8th house. So a retrograde always means you know, a thinking over, and that planet does in that 8th house of the house of transformation. So you want to transform yourself. A lot of Aries people want to, and especially those who have not recognized their Aries nature. You know, the Aries nature is a nature of courage, and the nature of pioneering and going forward and doing things. And especially those who now say, I don't resonate with that. You know, if you have a sun in there or a moon in there or an ascendant in there, it means you have to utilize and you really have to use that energy. And it's like a call for that energy, especially also by that Uranus in your sign. That really wants to liberate you. So an important month, February, for all of us, but also for the Aries people. Now, what else is going on? The last little thing that is going on is the full moon in Virgo, and that's also your house of work. So towards that full moon is around the 25th. There is a combination there. Work or day-to-day routines, or there's something that you will have achieved. Maybe find another job, or maybe accomplish something that has to do with your health, or exercises that you have been doing and it really shows now. So something is coming to a climax, and after that, at the very end of the month, the 27th of the month, Venus goes into Pisces and touches Neptune in your 12th house. So that is a very romantic position. You know, Venus in Pisces in itself is already about unconditional love, and in your 12th house, it's definitely about unconditional love. And conjuncting Neptune, it could be that you're going to fall in love very deeply, and probably in the beginning could be a love that is a bit, because it's in the 12th house, so it's not really possible, or that person is not available or something like that. But just try to not force things. Try to embrace that energy, that very beautiful, nice, soft energy of Venus Neptune. Now, what a soft end for this very not soft sign, Aries. So I wish you all the best, you Aries people, for the month of February. Wish you all the luck, and I'll see you back next month. Bye bye.